I don't see how many of us are there, but I guess we might start since it's 7 o'clock, so that we don't waste time for the beginning. Of course, everyone who joins us afterwards is more than welcome to join the webinar tonight. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here this evening for the second webinar in our course. We are privileged today to have our colleague Miloš as a guest speaker for this evening. I will let Peja afterwards to introduce Miloš and to give some introductory remarks regarding the content of this evening's webinar. But first of all, as promised, let me just briefly share a few information about your assignments, since we would like to give you a brief feedback on what you have done in the first assignment and how we managed to kind of get information from you and give grades. All groups, I think, have received their grades and feedback as well. As promised, we also gave feedback to those groups that have gained the maximum number of points. But let me just briefly give some of the impressions and some of the feedback, general feedback for all the assignments. First of all, just probably you would be interested in our criteria, so to say. I must say that colleague Peja and I actually agreed upon the criteria. So regardless of the fact if Peja or me graded your assignments, you can rest assured that we had the same criteria for your work. We also think, and we stick to this idea, that this is a learning process, that the assignments are actually basically the way for you to better learn and improve your skills in providing and organizing a social marketing campaign. So in that regard, we had some questions and we answered them positively about the possibility to improve your assignments, your first assignment. So don't consider your points as the final points for the first assignment, since there is going to be an opportunity until the end of the course to upgrade your assignments based on your feedback. That's not a mandatory thing. It's something that we give you an opportunity to do, basically because we believe that this is a learning process and that in the process you might learn better about the whole situation, the whole campaign way of doing campaigns. First of all, thanks for being punctual. It was holidays, and we strongly took for serious your inputs as well, that you are overwhelmed with the content, not only of this course, but in general with the program. We know it is very intense, specifically because of your other obligations, both private and professional ones. So we appreciate even more the fact that all groups were on time with their assignments, most of you on Sunday, and some groups during the course of the day yesterday. So this was really something we kind of very much appreciated. Most of you prepared the first assignment well. That was very important to us, to make sure that we are on the same page when it comes to understanding of the assignment, but also understanding of the process of creation of the social marketing campaigns. From what we managed to see from your first assignment, most of you are on the right track. Some of the assignments were more detailed, more in-depth, some were less in-depth, but in general, there was no assignment that we would say like, this is totally not it. This was really encouraging for both of us as well. We see both your interest in the topic, and we see that the first webinar actually resulted in a very good assignments in general. Thank you also for the very honest self-evaluation. It's usually something that it's not mandatory for us to read, but we read your self-evaluations and we kind of appreciated. Some groups said that they had some issues in understanding some terms, in trying to understand the task itself and so on. Some of the people were very honest about division of the work in their self-evaluation, and I think that's very important, specifically because you were working on as in teams, and it's going to be very important in the future for the next 3 phases of the assignments in the future to work in a similar manner and to be very honest in when something you don't understand or it needs to be clarified. And during the course of the week, we can always use forum for that to clarify things. I will just go into 2 things that specifically Peja mentioned in his feedback to most of you, so that you can see what were like the 2 most kind of tricky points, so to say, in the process. First one was really the problem statement. Basically, in definition of the problem, we have seen that sometimes there was not a clear understanding of the social marketing campaign as such, not the definition, but the process, but the point, the purpose of it, and the way it is developed and why it is developed. So how we've seen that in the problem statement. In some cases, some of the groups said that their kind of idea is to inform and educate some of the specific target groups and so on. So the idea was really to raise awareness about certain issue, which is good for a communication campaign. So for example, public relations campaign and so. So this is fine. It's not a bad thing that you would like to inform people about, for example, air pollution, that you would like to educate them how bad it is and how they contribute to it. It is not a bad thing to say that this is my idea. We should raise awareness. This is good, but simply in terms of social marketing campaigns, this is just the first part of it. It's just not enough. So consider in the future the whole campaign more as something that is like a change driven. The social marketing campaign should actually change the individual behavior in terms of actually, this is why we said in the beginning it is important to compare what is the current sort of bad behavior of a certain group and individuals, and what is the expected behavior that we would like to achieve. So the problem statement should actually clarify what kind of a bad behavior we have at the moment and what kind of a change do we expect. So the main goal of the social marketing is actually that the individuals of the target audience gain something in the end. This is basically why we say that it is a way to achieve better welfare of the individual in order to change their behavior. So the idea is actually to go beyond just informing, educating, and raising awareness. The step further is actually changing the behavior for better in that regard. I hope that's clear, but if any group needs kind of a clarification regarding their specific problem in their assignments, feel free to contact us and we will give you more in-depth explanation to that. So the idea is actually that in the social marketing campaign, we try to educate and motivate individuals for certain type of behavior. So it is a behavior driven or the outcome driven in terms of the change of the behavior. That leads us to market segmentation and the use of the exchange theory. Peja was kind enough to in detail explain this in his comments and in the forum, so feel free to refer to Peja's comments again. Some of you said that you are overwhelmed with the whole number of resources, which is completely understandable. So if you don't have enough time to read all the materials and to go through all the materials, these comments that we put on forum were very helpful because they're kind of a summary and the brief information about what was the main problem with market segmentation. The main feedback in that regard is actually that it is important to understand that we try to influence the change in the behavior of individuals, not organizations. So basically, we talk about the individuals and the benefits and costs that individuals have from their current and socially undesirable behavior. So the real actually goal is, as I said, socially desirable behavior. And in that regard, market segmentation is actually the use of exchange theory is something that should be basically related to change of the behavior. So that when you think about the problem and when you think about the market and when you think about the social use of exchange theory, actually think about what is happening now. How do individuals behave in relation to a certain problem? Why is it a problem? And how do we expect them to behave after the social marketing campaign? And then you will have maybe easier way to kind of see which steps leads us to from the bad, so to say, bad or the wrong behavior to the socially desirable behavior. I don't know if I made myself clear, but today in the presentation we'll continue talking about it, and I guess it will be clearer afterwards. I have some information also about the second assignment, but let me, if Peja, you agree, let me pass the floor to you now for the lecture, and then afterwards we can leave a few more minutes just so that I can give some of the information about the second part of the assignment, so that we don't kind of, we don't forget that after, Miller's great presentation. So I'll go back to the second assignment after the lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, Lela. Hi, everyone. Dear colleagues, tonight's guest lecturer is my longtime friend, Miloš Djajic. Miloš is actually a musician, cellist, and a lecturer at the Academy of Music in Novi Sad, Serbia. At the same time, he is the long-term president of the Center of Modern Skills in Belgrade. He is the former very, very successful president of the Public Relations Society of Serbia. And above all, Miloš is an eternal and incorrigible activist, a staunch defender of the rights of civil society, and very, very passionate photographer of days in color, especially with swans along the Danube and Sava rivers. He has led and participated in many advocacy campaigns, and I am very happy for this opportunity that Miloš will be able to present the topic of advocacy to you, not only theoretically, but also through his own experience is from this region. As part of his presentation, you will also find answers to the all questions from the second assignment, from the assignment of this week. And of course, after his lecture, you will be able to ask him questions, which Miloš will answer at the end. So, Miloš, the floor is yours. We will gladly listen to you. Miloš? Microphone.
Did you hear me now?
Yes, now yes.
Thank you, Peja, for this kind presentation, and hello everybody. Now I will share my presentation. Okay, I think it's okay. Okay, well, we can start. as Peja says, I'm Miloš from Belgrade, from Center of Modern Skills, and I love advocacy. And when I started to learning about advocacy, it was maybe 20 years ago, at the beginning of 2000, when the first trainers from National Democratic Institute came from United States and learning us and teaching us about advocacy. And after that, in 2008, I have occasion to pass one very impressive training of trainer who changed my point of view about advocacy, about communication, about activism also. And I'm trying during my activism on my current work to every time to thinking about how I can advocate for some decision or some changes. And
Miloš, I'm sorry. Yes, before you continue on, can you just share the presentation once again on full screen?
Like this?
Yes, share the full screen and then load the presentation again.
Okay, sorry. It is okay now?
It's loading.
It is okay now?
Is it? Is it on full screen?
Yes.
Peja, can you confirm if you see
Miloš,
it on full screen?
Yes, it is full screen.
Yes, but you need to share the whole screen.
You want like this? And now.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, and now load. Yes.
It is okay. Okay, for everybody,
yes,
there,
thank you. Sorry.
For the beginning, share one thing that you are grateful for from the last week in your life, in chat, if you want. And after that, we can start with this. For me, it is always the question about terminology. We discussing here about communication, and I think it's very important to understand each other. And if you're thinking about advocacy and learning about advocacy and reading about advocacy in the literature, you can find so many different terminology which is connect about advocacy, and you can find defensa publica as some way to defend the public interest, also representation of the unrepresented or unrepresenting minority groups. You have affect, you have incidence, you have intersection, you have lobbying. Lobbying is very interesting because sometimes you can hear that some people make thinking that advocacy is lobbying or lobbying is advocacy. For me, it is different, and you can find also in the literature that advocacy it's a little bit wider, and lobbying is it could be the some tools during the advocacy campaign, but lobbying is something special and oriented on the different way. But we will speaking a little bit also after. And the advocacy, if we are looking on this verb, it is give voice to someone, and this is this is the only idea why we are talking about advocacy, to give our voice or represent the voice of the people who are not present in this or have the problem, and we want to push this problem on the political agenda. And when we are talking about advocacy, we must know that some different things is very important. The key things about this is not only one activity, it is a series of activities, and especially planned activities. You're here study the communication and know that the communication campaign must be planned. We cannot doing the things immediately or finishing or presenting our campaign on the wrong time frame or without resources and all the things, because that is very important to know. That is something which must be planned. Other things, it's that advocacy is very interesting because you are oriented to the decision makers. You're oriented to the politicians or the official public officials who are working on some decision, and you are oriented or some changes which is connecting by the law and the things which is very important to make that guarantee that changes will be happen. The third thing is the support of specific political topics, especially in Serbia, but also in the region. You can find so many people from the especially civil sector who every time said that we are not doing with politics. The politics is something dirty, but advocacy without working in politics, it is not possible, because when you are entered to the decision maker space, you must know that this is a politician and they have own interest and they have own way of thinking, and you must thinking that also the respect the political rules which is defined in that culture or in that institution or this. You must know that you couldn't make advocacy campaign without thinking on political way. The fourth thing is encouraging the people to active action. It thinks that this is a difference between lobbying and advocacy. I could personally lobbying for some changes, but without support of other people, which is also interested about these changes, this change couldn't be useful for the more the people. And because that is very important to spread the voice and also spread the word, and trying to raise up the support for your idea, for your gain for the advocacy topics. Also directing the community attention to some important topic problem. As you know, in all political system, you have some political agenda, which could be also local or national or regional, but you have set agenda. Because that I said that when you are working on advocacy field, you enter to the political arena, and in this you must explain the people why this topic is most important than other topics which is interesting, example, from some investors or some other or political party or some other person or somebody. But your job is to make attention to the people on the specific problem topic and raise up their awareness. This is the first thing, and after that, put this problem on the political agenda. And at the end of this small discussion about advocacy, you must know that you're working with decision maker, and decision maker, when they made the decision, it could be not the same, the decision adopted on the same way or on the same content which you want. And as a campaign manager or as a movement, and this is a crucial thing, that you must have your version of content of this decision, and trying to guide the decision maker on your way, on your content, and your resolve the problem on or which you are proposed. And this is a very important thing, because sometimes you made so many good things and good steps and enter to the body, and you make the influence on the decision maker, but the decision doesn't be as you want, and in this time you have the problem. Also, we must know that advocacy is a people-based and people-led activity. This is not personal. This is something which is important for the people. We are talking about the people, not personal interest. This is a people interest, common interest, community interest, minority group interest, I don't know, some group interest. The other important thing is its value, because you must promote that you are fighting for the right thing, and you are fighting for everyone. You are fighting for the better life. You are fighting for the better atmosphere, for the better solution of some problems. You are trying with your engagement, you are trying to reshape power in society, to give the voice to the example to the people who are not represent in the decision-making process, to give the voice to the minority groups, to give the voice to unable groups, to give the voice to somebody who couldn't work and haven't knowledge, haven't resources, haven't skills to do this for themselves. You must learn them to doing this common with you and be part of your campaign. As I said, this is related to politics, and this is important to know that you must expect all the things as you are also politician. This is connected with the politics, and you must start thinking about on politics phase. Also, it seeks to recognize, encourage, include all those who support these topics. How we could find this? Leila talking about how you work your homework and your proposal of campaign, and this is a crucial things. How we will targeting people, how we will find the people. This is a question of all campaign now. How we will find the people who are involved, who are interesting about the topic, and how we will involve them to working for us and for them also in the same page. At the end, what is advocacy? We can say that this is a very smart definition and short definition and clear definition. This is a set of targeted action directed to decision makers. As you see before, we must have set of action, we must targeting what we want to do, and we must be oriented to the decision maker. But we don't forget always the people who support, and how we will find this support in our community or our country or our town. Also, is essential to know that you must know how is functioning legal framework, what is the law about, what is the some decision, previous decision, what you want to change, how these changes came from, which step you must going on to finishing your job. And because that you must have some, you must learn about the law. This is very important, and find the possibility, discuss also with the lawyer, with the people who are study law. me as a musician, I must learn so many things to know how the system is functioning, how I can make proposal, how this proposal going on in the institution until the enter to the decision-making process. Because that's the structure of the system, who is where, because when you know who is where, you can find your allies and connection to the people who are interesting you, who are interesting for you, and who are important for your advocacy campaign. How system is functioning, who preparing. Sometimes if you find the very good relation with the people who are in administration and who preparing some decision, you can make them input. They will took maybe your decision, which is writing properly, and propose this as their job. And this is very important to know how system is functioning, because in the literature you can hear sometimes that you have a decision maker and decision taker, who signed decision and who made decision. And this is sometimes different people and different position maybe. Sometimes this person is not only in the system, in institution. Sometimes somebody is in outside of the institution, and on this way system functioning. We have this situation now in Serbia that somebody from outside from the institution said to people in the institution what they must doing, and how they, if they adopt some proposal or not. What is the nature of system? Formal aspect, informal process, influence decision, who, what, where, and what is the influence and interest of individuals. And this is very important, and because that we are in we must thinking on political way, because in politics you are this is the art of interest. Sometimes you can find also in interest in literature that that some journalist or some writer writing that that is an art of interest. Keywords of advocacy: process. You must waiting the best time for your decision. Sometimes this is not project, and you couldn't thinking on advocacy campaign as a project. I must finish this on 6 months, and okay, if I don't finish it, it's I'm on the I am winner or I'm loser. Because that you must have the time frame, but time frame which is you only oriented, because sometimes you haven't influenced and you haven't possibility to push the institution to work or to decide or have assembly or have some meeting or have some obligation. They have nature of working, and you must sometimes waiting the best time for your proposal. You must have strategy and planning, activity same and as decision makers, government, business structure, institution, journalist, media, and also things which is very important. Also, we must thinking what we want. If we make some policy, if we want to change some laws, if we want to change some regulation, if we want to change only some budgeting program, or financing, or finding some new budgeting items in the future budget for the, I don't know, something. You must know what you want at the beginning. You must know how the step, you couldn't change all the things in the same time. You must, because that is process. You must going step by step and finding and changing the things, and we will show after how it's look like. You must know that this is a power relations. And as we said, this is our job, is to how to reshape the power in our society, in our country, now how to give the power to the voice to the people who are not presented, who are not who are disabled, who are, I don't know, in minority politics, in minority position, and you understood. Citizen support and growing up this constituency, this is very important, and you must fashionable working with people and explaining them and trying to motivate them. And this is the hardest job in advocacy campaigning, because sometimes we are so tired about talking and nothing happened on this institution. You must going and working with people and explain them what happened and what we are waiting, and why we need their support for this decision and all these things. And it is sometimes very tired for the people. And as I said, theoretically, we have so many different outcomes from advocacy campaign. And first things we want to make, example, the policy change. I can give you one example from Serbia. Serbia government established a team for the people with less the money, and this is a team which are working with poverty in Serbia, with the people, with their position, and trying to raise up their capacity and to help them to going out from this situation in which they are. And it was a policy change at the beginning. After 10 years, the government haven't, and this the very important thing is this team is supported by so many different donors. When donors going out, government said we haven't money, and we don't need this team. And now we have a team which is working with poverty and people in the situation of poverty. And this policy change is made at the beginning, and after that, but we haven't institutional change, because institutional change will be that the government, after donors left, took their responsibility and continue this work on the own way and with own resources. And this is one thing. It is step up in the changes which we are advocate, for example, for the constitution of this team. The third level is democratic change. When citizens are aware of their power, they use to participate in decision-making process successfully, they make a pressure, they are active in their community, they are interested in what's happening in their institution, and this is something which give us a strong civil society. But in our country, especially in Serbia, but also in Bosnia and Montenegro, we are sometimes on policy change or sometimes on institutional change, but very weak. In Serbia, we returned on policy change because our government destroyed so many institutions. And now we must talking about a little bit about the strategies. The strategies, it is not one strategy. As you see, we are talking about, when we are talking about advocacy campaign, we are talking about so many different activities. Sometimes we use our time to rebuild our constituency. Sometimes we are working with decision making, with on the example on the how it will look like our decision, what will be the content, how that will be changed, how this policy change will look like, who will lead this after decision is done. And in literature, you can find so many different strategy. The basic strategy is building the critical mass needed for changes. This is some continuously work about all the advocacy campaign. Always you must thinking what and make relation with your constituency and how to make this critical mass. Now Serbia is a good example because we had some occasion where we have the critical mass, but after that, example, we will have cleaning Saturday or next Saturday of Planetary Day. And as I saw today, we have only 146 position where the people will cleaning. I remember in 2010 we have more than 2,500 of place where people are gathering to cleaning the Serbia. Example. Other things, educational strategy. Sometimes you must educate the politician and decision maker. Sometimes you must educate the people to explain them and about importance of your topic which you are advocating for. After that, you must develop the cooperation strategy. How you cooperate? Who are your allies? How you connect with media? How you connect with business? How you connect with other civil society? How you connect with I don't know, informal group? Cooperation strategy is very important because networking is so important. Strategy of persuasion is also very, very interesting, but this how to make this persuasion. Sometimes as you look like how Greta make persuasion, they choose every Friday or to demonstrate in front of Parliament, and but it was how many? I think 27 or 30 weeks in constituents consecutive that she demonstrated in front of Parliament. Other strategy is how your decision will work. You must show to the decision makers. Sometimes you must show them that it's what you propose. It could functioning. And because that we are organizing pilot program, but for that we need so many time, and if we use this strategy, we must postpone our maybe campaign for the, I don't know, 6 months or 1 year to explain the decision maker how the pilot program or model program could live and work in our life. Litigation strategy and strategy is very important. I learned so many times about litigation strategy, especially in environmental process, because now we're starting to have a trial about the chapter. This is a chapter 8 of European human rights chapter, and I think it is very important to know and discuss with lawyer how you can prevent something and how to manage. I give you suggestion to see how I think 2,000 of Swiss women trial their government about the climate change. It is 2 or 3 weeks before, and you can find on internet how they use this strategy, how to make persuasion to the government with judge, and after that trying to going to European Court of Human Rights. And strategy of confrontation in Serbia and Balkan also we use. This is our first strategy. Something doesn't functioning. Okay, we are going to street. And in advocacy idea, this is sometimes this is maybe last strategy that we are working on, because we are use all of this strategy before, and when we use all the strategy, we after that we can make confrontation, because they thinking that with confrontation you couldn't make the decision, the good decision. You can make some decision. And when we are starting to thinking about the strategy, you have 9 key steps, as normally we have also in other campaigns, but maybe here we have some different things to thinking about. First things, what we want, and if we are define our objectives. What is our objectives? We'll talk a little bit after that about objectives, but objectives is very important because these objectives give us motivation, give us direction of our campaign, give us possibility to explain our direction and our objective to our constituency base, and this is very important. After that, do we know who can help us? Who was the key players? Who are maybe famous person who are interesting about our campaign? Maybe he will give or she will give us some their picture, their voice, their something, and make our campaign much more visible. Example. What do they need to hear? We must develop our message. Message is important as in other campaign, very important, and we are precisely made our message for the target groups which we are defined in our strategic plan. Who will be transmitter? Who are key figure who are in our process of advocate, who will speak up? If we will use the people who are interesting for this, who has this problem, who live this problem, or we will example. You have example. I will talk a little bit because we are now advocate for this femicide watch. But example, we are now advocate for femicide watch. This is one body which will be in the institution of ombudsman, and we will use the women which was in the situation of the violence or not. And this is a decision. If they will speak, this is much more life, and this is much more normal than if I talking about somebody on some women which have experience of violence. How we will find them? Our decision maker, about our influencer, how we make them to listen us. After that, we are trying to find what we'll have as a resources. This is very important. In advocacy campaign, you must know very well what you have and what is your resources. And why it's very important? Because before that, we are talking about the cooperation strategy. When we are starting to thinking about cooperation strategy, we are thinking about what should we develop, what is deficiency of our campaign, what will happen in our campaign, and where we will find this. We will find this in developing cooperation strategy. Very important things, how we will start. This is a very important question, because I know so many advocacy campaign which is good setting, with the good setting, good message, everything is good, but they didn't know and they didn't make the things, wow, something happened. I often said that you must make the campaign like that people raise up their head and see what's happened. They heard something happened and they want to see what's happened. And of course, how you will evaluate and monitoring your campaign. This is very important. And if you starting your future campaign by these 9 key steps and gives the response on every question, you will find the frame of your future campaign. And I use this very often, and I think it's functioning well. And when we are talking about the goals, every campaign must have own specific goals. And if we are talking about this, we must find what is the specific. If we are talking about communication, what is the information or specific information for our target groups? You know that sometimes the communicator make mistake and discuss or transmit the message with information which is well known with the target groups. The information must be something new for the target group, because that we are talking about specific things. Also, when we are talking about the advocacy, what is the specific change what we want to propose to the decision body or decision makers? Measurable, we must have some numbers. Americans want to say sometimes, if you could count it, it's not happened, because that is very important. It is 9 months, it is how many people, it is what you want to measure. You must measure something, what you reach with your message, with your action, with your all the things. Achievable, you must know how you will find the people, your target group, the people on the other side of your communication channel. And because if we could achieve them, I have very interesting anecdote from few weeks ago. I'm working one training of political communication with some youth of one political party. It was Saturday, and it was 27 people in the room, and I asked, did somebody buy the newspaper this morning? And what you think? Nobody nobody buy the newspaper. And it is achievable that I send press release to the newspaper, and I gained this, and my newspaper public this my press statement or press release. But nobody buy this newspaper. But my Tigers group doesn't buy this newspaper, and my communication doesn't function. Be realistic. It's very important, because realistic, how we can find this position that is not something unachievable, but it's realistic to could make. You must be very tough on your own about this, and find this realistic position of your campaign, of your organization, of the topics, what you want to do, and what you must to do to achieve your campaign. And also trackable and time frame. This is a very important, especially this is a SMART, this is acronym. You can heard, I am sure, so many times, but I think it's very important that we thinking about this during the preparation and during the planning our campaign. And let's remember, what kind of campaign do we distinguish? Marketing, public communication, informative, educational. You mentioned this in your previous homework. Humanitarian mobilization and advocacy. The differences between this campaigning is especially in target groups, and also the way how we will what is the objective of our campaign. Marketing, okay, to buying some products. Public communication, informative, educational, to change somebody, to inform, to maybe change this behavior as you are working on. Humanitarian, how many money we collect. Mobilization, how many people we have on the street. And advocacy is different because we are oriented to the decision maker as a target group, but we have also the side target groups. But our primary target groups is decision maker. But how we will monitor or evaluate our campaign and what is the result or objective, this is some change which is happened with the decision, as we said, changing of policy, of institution, of budget, of some different line, and all the things. Okay, you have cognitive about social marketing and type of campaign in social marketing. Cognitive, behavioral, for action, values. This is all things you have. And now we will talk a little bit about the target groups, because it's important. We can determine it, but I'm expecting that you know that this is we can say all the way how we can determine it, but by the following characteristic: gender. Now we have also this third gender. This is also a question for us as a communicator. Age, how young is them or how old is them. Education, level of education. Did they finish high school, primary school, faculty, doctors, or postgraduate, masters, or what specialization, place of residence if they lived in urban or suburban or rural place or field, and social status, if how they gain, if they have, if the employee or not, and this is a 5 characteristic for our how to determine. But now in advocacy, you're thinking about our primary group, and our primary target group is who? It is decision maker. Okay. When we start the campaign, we must know and organize this communication process, how we will determine a key message, what they need to know. Because for the advocacy, okay, decision makers must know about the topics, about the content, but also how many people tomorrow could voting for them because they changed their position or resolved their problems with some decision. This is also interest of politicians who are on the position, because that we must thinking about what they need to know, how we will define our message and tuning our message on this. What channel we will find to them? If we will, before these lectures, my colleagues from the one famous, well-known ecological organizations said me, did you have the emails of all MPs in our parliament? I said, no, it is not possible to have because they change it often. But I have the mails of political group in parliament. Okay, but I want to send them. I said, okay, but today it's Tuesday, and I know that they will be tomorrow because they will have the session of the parliament tomorrow morning. For me, it's better to send them tomorrow, or if you have time to prepare them the envelope and letter printing and give them tomorrow to waiting them in when they come in parliament. Example, we must find the not the fastest way and fastest channel, but the channel which will be read it or listening or see, but by the target group which you are targeting. As I said, on my group of 27 young people, nobody buy the newspaper, and my channel is going down. Which communication tool we will use? What will be our message carriers? Production events, leaflets. What we will produce and find as a communication tool, and what will be the key activities in communication with them. We couldn't make only one activity, send one email and finishing. We send email and we are waiting. We must continue the communication, find the possibility, find the channel, find the in person, see how they daily routine, where they can drink a coffee, maybe to meet them, to start to talking about, to find the possibility to give them our message. And we must know every time in communication what feedback do we expect. This is important things in communication, especially advocacy communication, but in the whole communication, what feedback do we expect? We send message, and if we have a reaction which we planned or not. And if we are talking about the message, I want to only share with you the three important things. We must inform them, We must give them some information which will be something new for them. We must convince them. We must give them some data or some story or some examples or something which could start their emotional feeling. And at the end, we must initiate them to action. As we talked previous, what we want as a feedback, what we want as action at the end of our communication, what they must to do. If you are discussing or send some messaging to the decision maker, we want that you put this proposal on the next session or next meeting of city council or I don't know, parliament or some council or somebody, but you must tell them what you want as action or what you expect from them to do, because and show them that you know the structure and the way how some decision going on in the institution. 5 elements of message: content, information. We are talking about language. Language now is very important because the differences between languages push up the emotional things, and you must find the different language for the same information, but different way of framing. For the example, old employees, unemployees, youth, women, rural, suburban, urban, or some other target group. Who is message transmitter? Very important. Sometimes the many of campaign is not a proper message transmitter. I couldn't be message transmitter for the women in pregnancy because I am a man and I haven't this experience, but some colleagues could do this, which if she has some experience like this, or I couldn't explain the young people some things about, I don't know, about their view of world, but I could share my experience to maybe people who are a little bit older or a little bit younger than me. You must find this message transmitter who is appropriate of your target group. Modes of transmission, how we will choose which channel, as we said, which production, which kind of transmission, and also find the right time and right place to transmit the message. Your message is not same in the maybe in the same day if you have one morning TV show and talking about in some morning TV show, or in the evening when you are discussing in the emission and some debating show in the national television. This is a differences with your message and the time when the people is ready to receive your message. You must organize your message properly for that occasion. And message properties, it must be clear. Today is its importance of clear, because people doesn't have enough time, doesn't have concentration to listen or reading so much to find what we are want. Must be important for the target group. As I said, what is the new, something new for the target group, must be short. We must find the possibility to to transmit our message on Twitter or on Instagram or on newspaper, on television, on the direct communication. This is different also in the something printing materials. Must be authentic, because it's very important that you bring with you or find the representative from the people with the problem which for what you are advocate it. Consistent and emotional things is very, very important. You must remember that with the language we push the emotional things in the target group. And I want to share with you, maybe you see this this small video.
Milos, we don't see.
You didn't see?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I suggest share
Now,
the link in chat room.
Now.
Yes, yes.
What did you do to my sign?
I wrote the same, but in different words.
Thanks, love.
Okay. Now, now, okay, stop sharing and start sharing. Okay. You see how she wrote the completely other sentences, but the same things. And it is sometimes remember this video and trying to find the words which is more potential for the emotional reaction. And as we are talking about the differences between advocacy and similar concepts, example, concept campaign to raise visibility. As you are working in your homework, you have target group as citizens, you task behavior change, and how you are measuring focus group, statistic, process indicators. And if you have humanitarian action, empathics with those for whom we collect, remediation of the problems, the vulnerable group, how much fund we collect. If we are talking about advocacy, public institution, and those who make decisions and create policies, change of policy, program allocation, public resources, budgeting, acceptance of new or more acceptable policy, program, percentage of allocated resources, new item in the budget. This is our measuring. And now I will share with you also one very interesting advocacy campaign video. And I'm sure that you like it.
There once was a library, a beautiful, busy, award-winning library. Unfortunately, times were hard. The city of Troy, Michigan no longer had enough money for its library, so it scheduled a vote asking the townspeople to approve a small tax increase. This angered an anti-tax group known as the Tea Party. Well-organized and well-funded, they started posting "Vote No" signs, mailing flyers, and making noise. They dominated the conversation, changing the topic from library, books, and reading to taxes, taxes, taxes. With no money and an election less than a month away, the library needed help. They needed something attention-getting, audacious, maybe even vile. So we decided to form a group of our own and started planting signs around town that said, "Vote to close the library August 2nd, book burning party August 5th. The idea of book burning is bad enough, but gleefully making it a party, well, that angered people enough to send them to our Facebook page.
You people are sick. This is disgusting. Reject the wackos. Vote yes.
But we didn't stop there. We created videos.
Imagine this times 200,000. How cool is that?
Posted on Twitter.
The Troy Library might be short on money, but it has books to burn.
Created items for sale.
A book bag. How ironic.
We placed newspaper ads, created check-ins, posted flyers, and lined up entertainment.
You guys are booking a band?
People became enraged.
Why would you burn books, idiots?
This is horrible.
Cheap imbeciles.
What the is this world coming to?
We should burn your signs instead.
Complete and total
This is
idiots.
really just pathetic.
Jerks.
They posted their own links, shared with friends, debated the merits of libraries and the audacity of burning books. The conversation spread from Facebook to city council meetings, from newspapers to TV. It grew from local to national, even international news. Once it reached a fevered pitch, we revealed the true intent of our campaign. A vote against the library is like a vote to burn books. And people started posting, tweeting, and reporting all over again. In the end, we had changed the conversation completely, from taxes, 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 to library, library, library. And on August 2nd, the yes voters, voters who don't normally turn out to vote, turned out at levels 342% greater than projected. And the library won by a landslide. The town's library, its beautiful, award-winning library, had been saved. Not every story at the library has a happy ending. Fortunately, this one did.
Okay. This is a... Sorry. This is a story about the library. You see how they changed by communication campaign, very creative communication campaign. How they changed the decision, and it is a real advocacy campaign. They changed that, and also you see how they raise up the voters and numbers of voters who are going out. I want to present you also the Green Chair. Green Chair is our advocacy campaign, which starting in 2013. In these days, 10 years ago, we as a 7 organization starting to advocate to be present on the Committee for the Environmental Protection in Serbia Parliament. And they adopted this, and we are starting to be present, but it was in 2013. In 2009, they changed the regulation of the parliamentary session, and in that change, we put one amendment to the rules of how this committee working on. And this rules is only one article that said that the president of committee could call the representative of NGO on the committee session or committee meeting. And you see, we after 5 years we use these things to change the possibility to monitor and starting to monitor Committee for Environmental Protection in Serbia Parliament. Now we have 66 organizations in our network. We have principle of rotation of each meeting. We have so many different success, but one of these is how we adopted the starting basis of the procedure, how to NGOs could suggest some proposal to the committee to adopt them, because in other committee it is not case, and nobody could be present during the committee session. As I told before, now we are working on Femicide Watch. It is 22 organization. The distinguished things in Serbia, we have 12 murder women from 1st of January this year. We know that similar model of Femicide Watch existing in Spain. We use their story and their success story, and also their story how to presenting and explaining to educate people what is the Femicide Watch, why we need the Femicide Watch, and how they will help to have less murder women in Serbia. We sent letter to all women MPs 2 weeks ago, and asked them to have the meeting with us, or if they need some information, or if they want to help us to make this Femicide Watch. Communication with Citizen Protector and Policy Committee for Gender Equality, because we want that Ombudsman, Citizen Protector will be positioned where Femicide Watch will be sitting in. And also it's important with Policy Committee of Gender Equality that we are organizing public hearing about this, and use this public hearing to educate other MPs, but also educate the media and educate the wide public through the TV broadcast. Campaigning on social network, which one woman is next? We are trying to every day to ask, to put the people ask themselves which one woman is next, because it is so problematic now with the violence against women in Serbia. This is one campaign which is I'm so proud on it. This is not regularly planned advocacy campaign. It wasn't because we have so less time for doing the things. It was also in this time before the 1st of May in 2011, and the government trying to change the election law on the 5th of May, and as you know, we have also Orthodox Easter week before, and after that we have the 1st of May. That year, the Orthodox Easter was weekend before 1st of May, and it was so less of time to move the people and trying to find the best solution to change these things. And what we want, the proposal was in one article of the law. The government put that every fourth place on the party list will be the women. But in general, we will have 30% of women on the list. We know how is politics functioning, and we know that in that case, the maximum of presentation of women will be 25%. It's better than before when it was 18 or 19%, but it is not 30%, and this is a political game. And our idea was to change this article that couldn't be every fourth place will be women or minority gender. We put this every third place on the list will be minority gender on the list, and on this way we will have 30%. And we organizing so many different things with media, with MPs, fine MPs, women MPs who will put this on procedure. It was also the question, very big question, who will put this on the procedure? And the final result, we will have 49 organizations signed, adopted our amendments, daily writing on media, and it was all in 15-20 days. And I'm so proud that we are doing this. Is one of the best advocacy campaign which we are so many times present this.
Miloš, sorry, your slides do not follow your presentation.
Bah. How? How it's possible? And what was the last?
Green chair.
Green chair. After that, it was Femicide Watch.
Yep. Thank you.
Green chair. And now?
Now it's okay. Femicide Watch.
Real ones, 30%.
No.
Okay. No.
No.
And Mame nisu same. Mame is not alone.
No.
And now?
Mame su same. Yes.
Ah?
Yes. Mame nisu same. Real ones.
Okay.
Mame
Yes.
nisu same. Okay.
Okay. This is a campaign which is very, very useful. They find the group of mom which is in the position of which is with the same problem. A problem was that if you are business women with your own firm or company, when you are pregnant, you haven't support of state and of budgeting as other mom has. And the campaign aimed to provision the law of financial support for families with children, and they find that that they use the MAM and make the meetings with every MPs in the parliament. And the result of this meeting was the picture with the name of the campaign, Mame nisu same, Mame is not alone. And it was very, very useful when you have the one posters with, I don't know, 100 of different MPs with hundreds of different moms, which ask for the same things. And it was one very, very useful channel and way of make a pressure to the MPs. It is all what I'm preparing, and now I'm ready to respond to your question. It is a little bit problematic because I'm talking, and I don't know if you are writing something on the chat. And now I will see if you have any of questions.
Yes, Milos, I followed the chat throughout your presentation as well.
Okay.
So if you
Thank
want,
you,
I can just briefly summarize some of the remarks and then ask these questions that are happening that we already have. And Pat also used some of the chat room for the posting some links. So basically, we had a comment by Maya about the change of the individual behavior and the change of the decisions of decision makers, saying that if we influence individuals to change their behavior, then that kind of behavior can also change decisions of the decision makers. So it's never just about the individuals in general. We had a kind of funny discussion about newspapers that are too slow and less picturesque, that only old people and retired people are reading the newspapers, and Paja said him included as well. Another interesting comment by Mladen, that the majority of decision makers have zero emotional feelings for anybody but them or members of their parties, but some play empathy. And the most not able to even do so. And also, we have two questions. First one is actually, do you find it more difficult not to move now to move people and gather them around an idea than 10 or 20 years ago? Has something changed in the meantime? And another question, any punishments for parties not having enough women or minorities? So these are two questions that we have so far.
Yeah. Well, yes, about the how to push the people and how to engage the people, I think it's so difficult, but it's possible. We as you remember, in December 2021, we have the 2 weekends consecutive big gathering of the one famous bridge in Belgrade, Gazela, where they blocked the highway which are going through the Belgrade, and it was the pressure in that situation. It was the first time that people feel that we are majority and we could doing something together, and we showed the solidarity. But it is very, very hard to move the people and also motivate the people. People today thinking that they maybe like or give the €1 or share something and finishing this kind of clicktivism of working on the social network. But sometimes we must explain that it's very important to be present somewhere, to show that mass of people who are represent of, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of likes on some posts or content on the social network. How I haven't I have a recipe for this. I'm trying to find. I think the first thing is how we communicate, and also to how we find this fine tune of our message on the to push their emotional feelings and triggering them to respond to our messaging, to be present somewhere, to doing something. And other question, any
punishments for parties? The party is not having enough women or minorities.
we must doing that with women and minority, and make the atmosphere and the safe space for them in the party to be present and to feel free to working together with their colleagues. I think it's one long process, but it's possible. We are working on some issue about LGBTI community, how to choose, how to involve them in the political party to be representative of their community, because our MPs who are straight couldn't be proper representative of their communities, and we need this kind of voice in democratic society. And this is a very long way, but we are starting to work with them to connect political, to make some small gathering where they are discussing, and because LGBT example, I use LGBT because I see them. We can use also Roma people or some other minority people, which is not presenting enough in the political life and also in political party. We must make the party much more democratic. We must open the space for the women. We must open the space for the men and women dialogue in the party, and maybe it could be the way how we will have much more women engaged in politics.
Thank you, Milos. And we have a comment also on motivation of people to go in the streets and so on, that Natasha says that there is a psychological explanation as well, specifically psychology of masses, that people can be driven by solidarity, but this emotion is very time-bound. And if on the long run there is no new driver, it simply vanishes. And also the question or the comment is, since you are a musician and an activist, can we consider the Tibetan Freedom Concert series that took place in the 90s as a type of social marketing campaign?
Yes, of course. We have also the Live Aid concert. It was this kind of promotion, how to organize the things. You're younger than me, but I remember the first Live Aid. It was something fabulous that you have in the similar day, the concert on the different towns, and with so many famous bands and singers, and it was something miracle.
Great, thank you. We have an explanation as well about Slovenia and the political parties and their the structure of the lists in general. So there is another question. If you were, for example, to work for the NDI, how would you try to make your decision makers more environmentally conscious?
This is a strategy of education. We must make a pressure to them to that the climate crisis, example, climate crisis is here. We are region of Western Balkan region is much more involved than other European region, and we must thinking about what's happened and starting to talking about what example local community could doing, what citizens in local community could doing. We will do the maybe next year, this year, but in the rest of year, some kind of project, and I will say you when we finish how we will successful.
Thank you, Miloš, and thank you all for your questions and comments. I know we are kind of running out of time, but I would now just use a few more minutes, 5 maximum, I promise, just to briefly explain the task for the next, or the assignment for the next week. Basically, the idea or the task for the next week is kind of something that's continuing in line with the previous assignment. As we already explained and mentioned, if you remember, we talked about that the group assignments are actually all strongly related and continue one to another. And so let me just explain the assignment number two. First of all, just a technical recommendation, or the technical request, actually, that the next assignment is actually written in the same file as the first assignment, which gives you an opportunity also to make corrections in the first assignment in the meantime, so that you can, maybe adopt or reconstruct parts of your first assignment based on our comments. If you need additional explanations of our comments, feel free to contact us. So, and then after, if you decide to rearrange your first assignments, then you just continue with the second one in the same file. Please do use the other font color for the next assignment and corrections. That will help us to grade and to take into consideration all aspects of the changes that you have made. And the second assignment for the second week is actually to segment your audience into a primary target publics, the one you want to influence directly, and a secondary target public or publics. This is the one through which you can influence the primary target public. It's great that Miloš talked about the SMART concept. You should define a SMART goal for each target public separately. And for each SMART goal, for each target public, design key messages separately. So segment your audience, define a SMART goal for each segment of your audience, and then design the key message in accordance to that. There is this criteria that we use. It's all already explained on our platform as well, so that there is no misunderstanding in that regard. So basically, this is how we grade your second assignment. I won't go into too many details, but that's something that I would like also to mention, is actually if someone has a need for us to explain what number of points was given or not given and why, please feel free to contact us as well. So once again, your weekly assignment should not exceed 10,000 characters, including spaces. So this is as I already mentioned, please do put it all in the same file with a different font color for the next assignment and the changes. The deadline is April 23rd at midnight. So please do be punctual in uploading your assignments, and we are grateful that you were in the first phase. We will continue with this practice to receive that you will receive a general feedback in the following webinar, and then later on you will, and in the meantime you will all have individual feedback for your group assignments and so on. So I guess we were quite clear. You can or you may change the first assignment. It's not mandatory, but if you decide to do so, we are fine with that, and then we can change the points accordingly. Then you continue with the second assignment, which is actually continuation of your first assignment. So in the end, after you complete all 4 assignments, you will have one social marketing campaign already completed. I hope this was clear enough. There are explanations on the platform, so if you need any additional explanations, feel free to ask questions on the forum, and we will of course, respond to them accordingly. There was a vivid discussion in chat in the meantime. I won't read it in details. So Milos also left his email address, which is kind, and thank you, Milos, for that, for any additional information and so on. Yeah, Peja already explained about the deadline. So the deadline is the 23rd of April, but due to the holiday, to Eid holiday, you can also submit the assignment until Monday by the end of the day. So we would very much appreciate if there are groups that are capable of completing the assignments on Sunday. That helps us grade them on time and then to give a feedback on time next week. But we will, of course, tolerate that the platform will be open the next day as well. So this is about the deadline. So basically, Peja, if you have something else to add, I guess I gave most of the information, this technical information at the moment.
This is enough. Thank you, Leila, and thank you, Milos, for your great lecture and to share your experience with all of us. Thanks, dear colleagues. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.